Whether you're looking for answers to specific life questions or seeking to become the best version of you possible, welcome to the Mental Breakdown and Psychreg podcast, where we offer insight, information, and strategies based upon research and years of practice as clinical psychologists. So sit back, have a listen, and get connected with our hosts, Dr. Berney and Dr. Richard Marshall. Welcome back. Now, the title of this podcast, I'm sure, threw some people off.
Oh, yes, it did. You have to read it.
Right.
You know, because it's like...
It goes against so many things that we said, but this article that we're going to talk about today...
It's like it goes against all those late-night TV things about how to get in shape.
That's right. But but this article that we're going to highlight today, entitled Why You Should Stop Trying to Get in Shape,
right, from
Psychreg, it talks about just that. We need to stop trying to get in shape.
The title of this article is Why You Should Stop Trying to Get in Shape.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't read that? I mean, what couch potato wouldn't read this article?
Couch potatoes would be like, see?
I told you.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't even have to read it.
I know
was
that.
right.
I
was
could
right
have
all
written
along.
that article.
Right, that's right.
But it's... The premise, though, is a little bit different than what you might think.
Right.
As you would suspect.
Right. I love what he did here.
Yeah.
I wished I had thought of it first.
Yeah.
Because it's a wonderful premise, and I think it really is useful advice.
Right. Mm-hmm. So what is getting in shape? Getting in shape is trying to trying to look better, trying to trim down.
Usually it's to look better. I want to look better.
Right.
You say, well, I want to feel better. No, you really want to look better.
Right. And that is an extrinsic motivation. I mean, by definition.
Getting in shape is a result.
Right.
Getting in shape is the end product.
Right.
Okay. And the problem with, as you say, the problem with results is that it is an extrinsic motivation.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to look good because we want to have this appearance. We want to,
my
present
reward
ourselves.
is
right.
I look like who?
Are you going to try? Go ahead.
I don't know. Who would I look like?
Clark Gable.
Clark. I'm too young to remember Clark Gable. I'm too young to remember.
I try to think of the oldest actor that I can think of.
You're so offensive. I was thinking about Rocky, Sylvester Stallone. But you don't remember that. Who would it be today? It would be one of those superheroes, right? Well, who would you want to look like today? My daughters say, "Oh, blah blah blah," and they name all these people off.
Who would I want to look like today?
Yeah, who's
Charlie Chaplin?
Before Clark Gable.
No, well, I mean, you have, like you said, that so many of the superhero movies, like
right.
Captain America and those.
Yeah.
So, but
Clint Eastwood's son is.
I'm glad you said son, because if you say Clint Eastwood,
no, he's getting craggy. He looks good. He looks good.
Getting craggy. He's been cranky for a long time.
Craggy. He looks, he's aging, but he's pretty good at what he does. So, but his son is very popular today. Very buff. Who else is there? I don't know who. Anyway, we want to look like that. We want to have the. We talked about Ken and Barbie yesterday, and the new Ken dolls are all ripped and muscled and cut and defined, and that's what everybody wants to look like. Okay, and I feel you have to feel bad for teenagers.
When we talked about that was in our 13 Reasons podcast from this past Monday.
That's right.
Or last Monday.
Because that's become the ideal. That's what everybody wants to look like.
Right.
And so, but that's a result, and that is extrinsic motivation.
Right.
And what we know about extrinsic motivation is that it doesn't work very long.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And one of the examples they give on this in this article is that if you pay your children to take out the garbage, eventually they will get to a point where they will only take it out if they get paid.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And as soon as you stop paying, they stop taking.
And what's more is they will stop doing it as soon as they feel as though they have enough money to accomplish whatever it is that they want to get.
If they're buying video games are about $50, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as they make the video game money, they don't need to take out the trash anymore. Okay. And so extrinsic motivation is good to get a behavior started, but eventually its value is going to wear off,
Right.
and you're going to stop doing it.
Right.
And that happens at about the 6-month
At least
point,
by then.
okay?
At least by then.
People will diet and exercise up to about 6 months if they're relying on, I want to look like Charlie Chaplin. And then you stop.
That is like the statement that has never been said before.
That's true.
My
I
goal
wanna
was to look like Charlie Chaplin.
I'd like to act like Charlie Chaplin.
He's a funny guy.
But you
There you
completely
are.
thrown this out. You notice I got to thinking about that speech that he took in the great dictator.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The
That was
last
good.
speech that he gives. It's an unbelievable performance.
Yeah,
If you've
really
never
good.
seen it, look it up.
Yeah.
And I'm always struck when because I think he ad-libbed that.
I think he did.
Yeah.
And yeah, I watch it every once in a while.
I mean,
Just
it's
to,
unbelievable performance. But you're going to stop your food plan or your diet, or you're going to stop your exercise program, and you're going to go back to baseline. You're going to gain it all back. It's called yo-yo dieting, or yo-yo exercising, and you're going to stop doing it. So what this article is about is how do you replace extrinsic motivation, which we know isn't effective in the long run, with intrinsic motivation.
Right.
And the example he gives, which I think is perfectly on target, is when he talks about young children who are in good shape.
Right.
He said they go outside and play because they enjoy being outside running around. They incidentally exercise.
Right.
Okay, but it's fun to be outside.
Right.
And he said that's what we have to recreate as adults, is
Right.
we have to create a similar kind of situation where just doing the activity is the reward in itself.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he gives pretty practical advice.
And so that is taking that extrinsic motivation and making it more intrinsic. I'm doing this because I enjoy doing it.
That's right.
Not because I want to get in shape,
Right.
but because I want to do this.
Right.
And so we see that with runners. Runners run because they have an intrinsic motivation to hit a certain mile marker per week, or they have an intrinsic motivation to attain that runner's high, or whatever it is. They have a drive that's intrinsic to them to accomplish that.
Or people who love to play tennis, or love to golf,
Right.
or love to walk. Whatever you really like doing. If you don't like running, you're not going to sustain it.
It is funny that you mentioned tennis, because I know this guy who, he's in relatively good shape. He's slim and strong, and he doesn't have a lot of good lifestyle choices, because he doesn't necessarily eat real well, and he smokes and some of those kinds of things. But he's like on 3 tennis teams, and he just loves playing tennis, and so he stays in relatively good shape, physical shape, despite some of the other bad habits, just because he enjoys playing tennis so much that he's that he's exercising hours a week.
Find something that you like doing. Whatever you like doing is what you're going to do anyway.
Right.
And so that's the exercise part. With the food part, it might be a little more difficult.
Right.
What I like is probably not good for me.
Right.
We all like pasta. We like desserts. We like, things that are not good for us. We like to drink. Okay, those are all high-calorie things. But if the problem with diets is you have to give up all the things that you like, and you're eating food that you really don't like. And if you're eating food you don't like, you're not going to sustain it.
Right.
You just can't. But there are many, many, many things out there. And as you set up your food plan, and that's why you and I don't talk about diets. We talk about food plans.
Right.
Okay. When you set up your food plan, fill it with things that you like to eat.
Right.
Okay. That happen to be good for you.
Right.
But that you don't mind eating.
Right.
I like quinoa.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll eat as much quinoa as I can get my hands on.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't know. It's like a bunch of letters, and it doesn't look like those letters go together to make a word.
They don't. Because if you did it phonetically, I don't know, you'd hurt yourself.
Quinoa?
Quinoa. I don't know how many syllables are in it.
Ooh.
But yeah, you can enjoy, get the foods that you don't mind eating at least, because you're going to keep eating those.
Right.
If you start eliminating things right away and you replace them with things you don't like.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't like kale, you're not going to eat kale.
Right.
Okay? So don't eat kale. Eat spinach if you don't like kale.
Right.
But find something you like. Smoothies. Put whatever you want into a smoothie, and you're getting the nutrition that you need, and you can enjoy drinking it.
Right.
You don't have to eat cardboard or bark from a tree.
Well, you can if you want to.
No, but that's the problem with diet. So you have to take your food plan, take your exercise plan, and fill it with stuff you like.
Right.
And you'll keep doing it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and that's and so when we say stop trying to get in shape, what we're talking about is don't let that be the focus. Let the focus be, finding that intrinsic motivation to have a healthier life.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And what do you want to eat? How do you want to spend your exercise?
Right.
What do you want to do for exercise? And he gives 3 tips here, which I think are useful.
Right.
Okay? The first is autonomy.
Right.
You have to be in charge.
Yeah.
That you're not being told what to do.
Right.
You're doing it because you want to do it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And the second one is mastery.
Right.
So you are able to take that control, but then you become the master of your own universe. You're able to control some of these things and become an expert or a master at what you're doing to make yourself feel better and happy.
Right. And the last is purpose. You sort of talked about that already.
Yeah.
With purpose, because the purpose should be not to just look like
Charlie Chaplin,
Ken and Barbie. That can't be. There has to be some other purpose in doing it. It might be. Look at the people who are scared by their physicians. They're saying, if you don't change this, you're going to die.
Right.
If you don't do this, you're going to die. And suddenly they change their entire life. They've been fooling around with it for years. Suddenly they change it. So we know that kind of change is possible.
Right.
But you have to have a real purpose.
Right.
Other than just looking good in the mirror, because that simply isn't going to sustain you. It's not going to sustain most people. Okay. Unless you're 25 and single and on the dating scene and you have to look good, but you're only going to sustain it for 6 months
until you get married.
Until you get married and then you get fat.
Man, I remember that.
That happens, doesn't it? They talk about the freshman 15.
Mm-hmm.
How about the marriage 50?
50.
Get married. No, it happens. It happens.
I agree. I agree. So,
okay,
right. That's it for today.
I love this article.
I do.
You going to post it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I'll post it. Now, a couple of announcements.
Oh, that's right. This is exciting.
Now, the first announcement is that a couple of days after this podcast is posted, this podcast is going to be posted on the 9th.
Okay.
So, on the 9th. So, on Thursday, Thursday, May 11th, we are going to do that evening. We're going to do our next live broadcast for where we're discussing 13 Reasons Why.
That's right.
And so we're going to cover take 2, which is basically episodes 3 and 4 from the Netflix series. Mm-hmm. So watch episodes 3 and 4. Join us on YouTube because we're having some really nice discussions. I think about it. There's some really every episode has something important for us to talk about. So we're kind of going through the different episodes and talking about different psychological things, parenting things. What is it like to be a teenager? This past week we did episodes 1 and 2, and I thought it went really well. And it's great when we have listeners tuning in and chatting with us on the YouTube chat, because we can answer your questions, and it's certainly like we can all kind of talk about it together. Right.
Yeah. If you're at all concerned about this movie and book, 13 Reasons Why, if you're interested as a parent, you have children who have been watching it, want to watch it, if you're thinking about it, if you've already watched it, tune in to that. To that live YouTube. We would love to hear from you, what your experiences have been.
Absolutely. So the second, so follow us on Twitter or Facebook or on our blog or at Psychreg, wherever you would like to follow us. There's so many places to follow us.
Easy to find.
And we will be announcing, we'll be posting the link to the YouTube chat so that you can tune in and follow us. Each week, I'm working very diligently to do a better and better job at being able to post slides and post different things so that you can see what we're talking about and just kind of organize things a little bit.
Slides that are oriented the right way. And
that's right.
Appear when they're told to.
That's true. we'll get better. So, all right, so that's that announcement. The second announcement is we're still waiting for more information about this, so I don't think we're jumping the gun. But we have a new contest going on between our Psychreg podcast and Lumi, Lumie, and lumie.com. And Lumi is a company that makes light therapy, different things. So they have wake-up lights, they have lights to help with seasonal affective disorder, and all kinds of things. And Lumi has partnered with us and is going to give away a unit for the winner. Now, you need to follow us on Twitter. So it's Psychreg Podcast, so PSYCHREG PODCAST, Psychreg Podcast on Twitter. You can follow us there, and we will be posting information about what you can do to win that Lumi. Now, the thing is that is, for right now, this is only available in the UK.
Right.
So those of you here in the United States, sorry, but you're not eligible to win that. But
I can't get a Lumi light.
Well, you can't win it. You can't win it. You can go to lumie.com and check it out, and you can get your own.
Wake up. I love the wake up light.
Yeah, I think that's the one that I'm going to get.
Yeah, because we don't need SAD. We have enough sunlight.
Yeah, in Florida we have plenty of sunlight.
Right, and you and I are too old for acne.
That's true.
Well, one of us.
Yeah, they have an acne.
They have an acne light
too.
Right.
Yeah.
So we don't need that one, and we don't need the lights for seasonal affective disorder. But I love this concept of the wake up light.
Yeah, I've always liked the idea of having natural light like that to wake up by, because that's what our body is designed for. Right. So it's an easier way to wake up in the morning. So go to lumie.com and just check it out. It's a really neat product, and see what you think. Right. So, but definitely follow us on Twitter and Facebook and everything, because we'll be posting how you can win that.
Enter that.
Enter that contest.
Go to England and pick it up.
That's right.
Okay.
Another good reason. Make a friend in England and use their address. Right. And then, will that work?
That would work.
We probably shouldn't say that. Because
and you might not be able to plug it in here.
That's right. You'll have to get an adapter. Right. So, all right. Well, that is it for today.
Yes.
So, stay happy, stay healthy, and forget to be afraid.